You're listening to YSR Media. Hello everyone, my name is Oliver. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Victoria and Claire arrive at the Tack house ecstatic about their time together. Victoria tells Claire she couldn't be happier with her career aspirations. Claire observes that Cole was distracted over lunch and that things were strained between him and Grandpa. What do you suppose is going on between those two? Victoria confides that Cole told Nick that he believes Victor is more engaged in Jordan's killing than he admits. Cole suspects Victor is hiding something since he shuts him down whenever he asks questions. Claire inquires, "What do you think?" In society, Cole sits thinking about Jordan in the cage. Michael appears and snaps him out of his daydream. He tells him, "There's something that you and I need to discuss. First, he needs to hire him as his attorney, so this is confidential." Michael thinks that's overkill and says he can be discreet. Cole thinks that once he hears what he has to say, he may want to make it official. Michael tells Cole to give him $1 and consider him on retainer. Cole tells Michael that Jordan is alive. This wasn't what Michael was hoping to hear. "Have you seen her?" Cole says yes. Victor is keeping her locked up at the main house. Michael curses. In her cell, Jordan finds a wire under the mattress and tries to use it to pick the lock on the cage. "Please, let me get out." Upstairs in the ranch, Victor opens the door to the hidden passageway and goes inside. As Jordan struggles with picking the lock, Victor walks up and asks why she wants out. She's having such a good time with the vodka and Brussels sprouts. "You had a visitor, didn't you?" "Didn't you?" Upstairs, Nikki wheels her suitcase into the living room and calls out for Victor. At the Abbott mansion, Alan, Jack, and Tracy try to figure out what may have happened to Ashley in Paris after Tucker left. Alan muses that there is time unaccounted for. Jack realizes it may not have been Ashley he was talking to when he called her in Paris. Ashley stands up in the jazz lounge after collapsing and tells Tucker she does not need to be sent to the hospital. She inquires, "What are we doing here?" Tucker attempts to convince her to sit down. She seems wobbly on her feet. He walks her to a chair and informs her she has passed out. "Fortunately, I got close enough to catch you." Ashley believes he is exaggerating and warns him not to touch her as he tries to hold her in her seat. He insisted on taking her home. "You're not feeling well, and you can't remember what happened." Ashley does not want Tucker to interfere with her life, but he claims that he is taking her home to her family. Ashley proposes that he find Audra. "I'm going." Tucker tells her she's in trouble right now. He thinks she knows that, and she's scared. It's okay. He would be too. It's okay to ask for help. It's not a weakness, it's a strength. It takes courage. "Please, you need help. You need to be home with your family, and I'm taking you." Ashley whispers, "Okay." They file out at the Abbott mansion. Alan, Jack, and Tracy continue to go over the events in Paris. Tracy figures out that whatever happened must have occurred on the second trip, when she went back to Paris with her. The mood swings began after her second trip to the bistro. Alan thinks it's a good working theory. Tracy exclaims that she left her there. "This just breaks my heart. What can we do? How can we help her?" Alan says it's up to Ashley. It's important they connect with her, as she's the only one who can tell them what trauma happened to cause the DID. Alan tells Tracy and Jack that once they deal with the underlying issues, the alters should subside. Jack guesses that won't be the end of it. Alan says she'll need therapy in a controlled setting. He hopes Ashley will make that decision herself. Tracy's uncertain she would ever agree to go back to Fairview. Alan's confident that they'll get her to the other side of it. They worry about finding her and they agree to keep each other updated. Jack's showing Alan out when Tucker and Ashley come to the door. Jack fumes, "What are you doing with my sister?" They come inside and Tucker tells the family that Ashley collapsed. Ashley doesn't remember. Tucker tells Alan he thinks it was a blackout. She didn't remember how she got there. He explains that she was trying to convince him they belong together. Ashley doesn't recall any of that. Jack snaps about this making Tucker a hero. Tucker says it makes him concerned. Jack accuses him of trying to insinuate himself back into her life. Tucker bellows, "Can we not do this right now? She needs help." He tells Ashley it's time she was honest with herself and her family. At Society, Michael kicks himself for believing Victor's story about Jordan. It occurs to him that Victor's usually so careful. "How did you find out?" Cole says he's been acting so secretive lately. He's reportedly on the ranch, but is nowhere to be found. He asked him what was going on, but he was ticked and ordered him out of the house. He stuck around and followed him. After he left, he slipped into the basement door and found a prison cell. Michael clucks, "Oh, Victor." Cole says Jordan begged her to get him out. Michael asks, "Did you?" Cole replies, "Hell, no." He completely understands Victor's motivation. He's trying to protect his family and punish Jordan, but to get on her level is not the answer. This has to end. Michael agrees. Cole doesn't want to get Victor in trouble. "That's why I came to you for advice." Michael muses, advice on how to take on Victor Newman. In the ranch basement, Jordan wonders if Victor will sell tickets to his own private zoo. He's glad to see she's retained her sense of humor. Jordan wants to get on with it. "Bring me a vial of poison and I'll be free." Victor won't make it that easy for her, and assures her he has no sense of decency where she's concerned. He won't kill her as long as she's still of use to him. He orders her to get on the floor and eat those Brussels sprouts, and he'll get her another bottle of vodka. He walks off and Jordan hollers at him to come back. In the tack house, Victoria and Claire go on about how nice it is to feel safe. Nikki arrives and they're thrilled to see her. She explains that her counselors thought she was doing so well she could continue her work at home. They're all excited about a Jordan-free world. Nikki asks if they know where Victor is. The staff said he hadn't left, but she can't find him anywhere. At Society, Michael wonders why Victor always has to play God. He worries that even if they get Jordan out of there and into a real prison, she might talk about being held captive and tortured. Cole says she's seen rats and spiders that aren't there. She barely even recognized him at first. That, along with her history, and he doubts anyone would believe a word that comes out of her mouth. Michael grunts. One can only hope. Cole asks, "Any ideas?" Michael says Victor won't listen to reason. They'll have to do the dirty work, get her out of the cage and into a legitimate cell. Cole muses without Victor knowing. Michael grimaces and downs his drink. At the ranch, Victor calls out, "Nikki, are you home?" At the Abbott house, Ashley assumes Tucker's telling the truth, but she doesn't remember the conversation or seeking him out. I'm afraid to even ask you what day it is." Tucker thinks she's herself right now. Alan asks to speak to Ashley alone. Jack thanks Tucker and tells him she's in good hands now. Tucker moves to leave. Ashley thanks him for being concerned about her and for knowing she needed to be with her family. He touches her shoulder, tells her to take care, and goes. Tracy and Jack fuss over Ashley, who is sorry if she hurt them. Alan wants to talk, so Jack and Tracy file out. Alan asks if she remembers anything specific happening with anyone. The voices in her head start up. She shouts, "Stop it." Alan guesses she wasn't talking to him. Outside, Jack is grateful they have the real Ashley and she'll get the help she needs. Tracy says they have Tucker to thank for that. Jack still isn't convinced he's not to blame. As far as I'm concerned, she is better off if she never sees that man again. At the club bar, Tucker orders a drink and thinks about Ashley. At the tack house, Victoria doesn't know where her father is. She tells Nikki He's been taking a lot of long walks since she's been gone. They update her on Claire's riding, and Nikki would love to give her lessons. They rejoice in having nothing to be afraid of. Victoria's really happy that she's home. Just then, Victor knocks at the door. Nikki answers it to surprise him. They embrace. Victor beams. He tells her she looks strong, beautiful, and rested. Nikki says she's doing outpatient care and has never felt more committed to her sobriety. Now that they're free of Jordan forever, nothing can threaten her sobriety. At society, Cole and Michael feel they must be out of their minds to go behind Victor's back, but they have no choice. This type of vigilante justice never goes well. Michael says it was an incredibly ill-conceived move on Victor's part. Cole wants to deal with this. No one else should suffer for what she's put them through. Michael sums up that they need to figure out how to put Jordan in a real prison and keep Victor out of an orange jumpsuit. The only question is how. Cole might have an idea. In her cell, Jordan vows to find a way out of there somehow. When she finds it, she's coming after Victor and his whole damn family. At the club, Tucker's phone rings. It's John Jack, who is asking if he'll be attending any of the meetings this week with Audra. Tucker asks, is Audra in Paris? Outside the Abbott mansion, Tracy and Jack worry about how Ashley will cope when she learns she's not in control of her own mind, or has to go into a facility. He vows that they'll support her. Tracy has hope because the woman sitting inside right now is their sister. Jack hopes she's right. Inside, Alan tells Ashley he feels they are dealing with multiple identities. He explains DID to her and how alters influence your behavior. It is frequently the outcome of a major trauma. Her memory loss fits, and they've all encountered people who aren't like her. Ashley can't recollect any trauma that would have caused this. Alan believes she's blocking it. He suggests that it may have happened in Paris. There are ways to investigate this. Ashley protests, knowing he intends to put her away. Alan reminds her she must discuss things in a safe environment. Perhaps she should return to Paris with him. They may investigate these recollections together and hopefully discover the truth. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe my user media to our channel and stay with us.